Good day, I'm Jabertha Atkinson, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, June 12, 2025. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has announced plans for a special program that will ensure the proper names and addresses for roads across the country.
We're going to have another program to ensure that all the roads are properly named, because if you look on one map, one road is spelled another way, you go to another map, it's spelled another way, and that all the addresses are properly unified.
This is to be an offshoot of the previously announced initiative where the government is in the process of documenting the more than 27,000 kilometers of roads across Jamaica. The documenting process will also ascertain which authority has responsibility for the various roads.
Once that is done, then we do a thorough assessment of all the roads, meaning what is the state of disrepair of the roads. And then once you have that established, then you can put a ranking of priorities. The next step now is to secure a budgetary allocation that can, over a period of a decade, repair all the critical and priority roads.
The Prime Minister was speaking on Tuesday at the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Martin Gully Drainage Improvement Project in Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Jamaica's public healthcare system will benefit from the addition of 27 new operating theatres within the next 2.5 years. While delivering his sectoral presentation in Parliament on Tuesday, Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said these would add to the operating capacity of 10 hospitals across the country. The build-out for these additional operating theatres is at various stages, with some already completed and more to come over the next few years.
That's a 37% increase in new operating theatres over the next 2 years. Cornwall Regional Hospital will have 11 new operating theatres. Spanish Town Hospital, which has 2, will have 5. St. Anne's Bay, 1 additional. Maypen, 1 additional. Western Child and Adolescent, 4. Shackleton, Noel Homes, National Chess, and Lionel Town and Linstead Hospitals will get 1 or 1 additional.
Dr. Tufton says the government will also improve maintenance arrangements for operating theatres and add significant inventory. Meanwhile, the Health and Wellness Minister has announced the formation of an AI Tech Council of Experts to advance the responsible and effective integration of artificial intelligence into healthcare delivery in Jamaica. This involves using technology-driven data to assess, analyze, predict, and influence outcomes in healthcare, facilitating easier and faster screening, more minimal invasive treatment procedures, and remote monitoring, as well as support for patients with chronic health conditions.
We have to prepare ourselves for the changes in medical sciences and technology linked to treatment and care to make health screening and treatment more accessible and outcomes more predictable. And this is where AI Tech comes in.
Dr. Tufton says the AI Tech Council of Experts will work for a year with a secretariat involving persons from the Ministry of Health and the University of the West Indies. The council will be chaired by Dr. Rubin Pillay, Professor and Assistant Dean of the School of Medicine and Health Innovations at the University of Alabama in the United States. The work of the council is to be financed in the first instance by the National Health Fund at a cost of $30 million for the 12-month period. It will be tasked with conducting the necessary applied research and coordination to generate a report that aligns with the country's 10-year strategic plan to integrate AI in health services delivery. People found guilty of tampering with Jamaica's telecommunications infrastructure could soon face much stiffer penalties. This comes as the Law Reform Amendment of Penalties Bill 2025 was tabled in Parliament by the Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport Darrell Vaz on Tuesday. The bill seeks to modernize outdated fines and prison terms across several critical laws. One of the most notable changes is the amendment to Section 69, subsection 3 of the Telecommunications Act, which deals with meddling, trespassing, or interfering with telecoms infrastructure, including wires, towers, and submarine cables.
The Act currently provides that the maximum fine is $500,000 and the maximum term is 3 years. Under this bill, the section is deleted and amended to provide that a person who commits an offense under this section shall be liable on summary conviction before a parish court to a fine not exceeding $3 million or to imprisonment of a term not exceeding 3 years. A fine not exceeding $5 million or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years in the case of a subsequent offense. On conviction before a circuit court, to a fine or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 15 years.
Under Section 4 of the Emergency Lighting Control Act, the fine for failing to comply with mandatory regulations has increased from $200 to $2 million, with the added possibility of up to 2 years imprisonment. Anyone who violates summons or obligations under the National Commission on Science and Technology Act can now face up to 2 years in prison, increased from 6 months, and fines of up to $500,000. While under Section 7 of the Petroleum Oil Fuel Landing Storage Act, individuals found dealing in or selling retail petroleum without a license could face fines up to $5 million or imprisonment for up to 5 years upon summary conviction in a parish court. In a major boost to Jamaica's public transportation network, 70 new buses will be deployed to the Spanish Town Depot by September as part of the ongoing expansion of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC fleet. Of that number, the CNG buses are set to arrive on June 16.
2 weeks later, the 30 coach buses that are coming to enhance the JUTC. In 2 years as minister, we have imported and put on the road 270 new buses at no expense, no loan. And now, for the first time in decades, we have more new buses in the JUTC than we had, than old buses. So we are looking at a transformation.
Transport Minister Darrell Vaz was speaking in Parliament on Tuesday. To support the new fleet, the government has partnered with InterEnergy Group to build a new CNG plant.
Work has started, they are aware, and I'm hoping, with fingers crossed and prayers, that we can commission that plant in August at latest. So you can rest assured that come September morning, we will have 2 depots, and depending on what happens in the future, we may have a third at Rockfort.
And finally, the Ministry of Education is calling for qualified teachers to apply as markers for the electronic evaluation of the 2025 Grade 5 Primary Exit Profile PEP assessment. Applicants must be trained teachers with at least 3 years of experience, currently teaching grades 4 to 6. Markers will work in teams to assess open-ended responses in language arts, mathematics, social studies, or science, using established rubrics to ensure consistent and accurate scoring. A strong understanding of the national standards curriculum is required, and preference will be given to applicants who have completed the ministry's assessment training workshops. Marking will take place from July 15 to 31, 2025, across 5 e-marking sessions using the Google Chrome browser. Applicants must have access to reliable internet connection and a functioning laptop or desktop computer. The deadline for applications is June 22, 2025. Interested teachers are urged to contact the Exam and Assessment Administration Services branch at 876-948-9254 or email classroom.assessment@moey.gov.jm. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Jabertha Atkinson. Thanks for watching.